Hi all, let's do some PHP. I want to go over this file here. Usually when you get into some type of PHP or some other type of scripting or some type of programming language, they jump right into the code. I think with PHP, if you're just getting into it, it might be kind of tough to understand what do you actually do with it. So I think if you see this simple program, it's just a real small script, then as you get into studying the code, it might make a little bit more sense what you're after. I did a couple introductory PHP videos. You don't really need to watch those to understand this one. So here, I'll run it. We'll go through it a couple of times and we'll kind of pick it apart here. So that was just a link to it. See, now this is just a simple web page. When I click this button, it'll run a PHP script. Okay, so it ran the PHP script, sendinfo.php, and that PHP script sent this line of text back to my browser. Okay, that's all it does. It's just a simple script that sends HTML back to the browser. So let's look at this first. This is something that I've been using to teach this for a few years now, probably 10 years or more. It's all 4 items put into a Word file. We'll pick through this and then we'll do it again with the actual files. So we open up a web page, simple web page, no mystery here, right? When we click the submit button, it runs the form in the HTML code. Hopefully you understand a little HTML. You don't have to be an HTML genius to get this stuff. So when we click that button, it runs the form here. See this form here? Start the form, end the form, and it runs this guy here, this top line. This top line goes out to this URL and runs this PHP script here. Okay, now inside this sendinfo.php script, there's actually no PHP code. The only code inside this PHP script is HTML code. But it's still a PHP script because we named it sendinfo.php. You could name it anything you want, but it's a .php script. .php. So it sends back this simple HTML code. I just want you to grasp the overall concept of clicking this button. It runs this guy here. It runs this script and it sends back this HTML code. Okay, so here's the actual script. open it with Notepad, and you can see it's just regular HTML. Just to run it through it real briefly here, that starts the HTML file. Add that / so that ends the HTML file. Two main sections inside an HTML file are the head, and then inside the head is the title. That's the title of the web page. And then the body. Start the body, end the body. It sends this text back. This H1, end H1. That's just the size of the text. Okay, so here, let's run it so you can see it. Okay, it sent back this web page here. It actually ran the script. So my PHP script, there's the title of the page. That's this guy here. That's in the head. Oh, you got two of them there. That was actually one of the big problems with old HTML code, is you could make a mistake and it would ignore it. So new HTML, you can't do that. And then here's the body. Here's the text it ran. There's the size. H1 is the size. And then the end of the file. Okay, so that should be fairly easy. The whole idea of this is it's going to run this script. When you run the script, see, here's the let's see here. This web page here. The code for this web page is this guy here. So a simple HTML file. Here's the head. Here's the body. That starts the HTML file. That ends the HTML file. There's nothing really going on inside the head except the title. We put a title. This starts the title. This ends the title. The title is my script. That's this guy here, my script. Okay, inside the body, this starts the body, this ends the body because of the /. We have one item, we have a form. By form, we mean a button that you can click on. If you have something inside of a web page where you got to click on something, a radio button, a checkbox, enter in text inside of a text box, it's in a form. Like you fill out a form at a doctor's office or school, you fill out a form, you put your name, address, stuff like that. You're filling out a form. You go to Yahoo or Google, you fill out a form. Google search, you type in that little box, you're filling out a form. this is the form. This starts the form. This ends the form. Okay. This is the first button. That's the submit button. And then this is the reset button. This is just a paragraph, you know, like hitting the enter key on your keyboard to go down space. I don't think we really even needed that one here. But the important thing is when you click this button, this guy here, he automatically knows to come up here and run the action. Okay? It's going to go out and run the script. Sometimes you'll see these just as this. You know, they won't specify the whole URL. They just specify the name of the script. I think it's best to always say the whole URL. See, if I wanted to, I could copy that and just paste that right into here, and it runs the script. We ran it without even going to the web page. Okay, now something else I want you to see is this here is just my URL, and then it's in my folder. This script, this PHP script, is in my CGI bin folder. Okay, so let's see here. We can go out onto the web here. I'm going to use WSFTP. We'll go out to the script. We'll go out to the web here. See, these are all the files I have available on the web. If I go to my CGI bin, like here's my CGI bin folder. Here's that PHP script. So it's in the bin folder. That's just this guy here. I uploaded it to my web server. I uploaded this file from my computer to my web server. It's out on the internet. And then I put that file inside a folder called CGI bin folder. It's just a normal folder, just like you would have on Windows, but it's out on the internet on a server. I have another video that I've done that talks about this type of thing, but in case you haven't seen it, it's just this company here. It cost me like $7 a month. It's just an account. You know, I pay them $7 a month. I get a username, password, then I can upload files. You can run these from home, put up a server. You know, you always keep it connected to the internet. But if you've ever kept the computer on 24 hours a day, kind of gets to be a pain because you got to keep the room cool. It uses up a lot of electricity. Plan on at least $40 a month, just to keep one computer on. Not counting keeping it secure, another $100 for a static IP address from your service provider. There's other ways that you can fiddle with that stuff, but it gets to be a pain. So I think it's easier just to rent space on a server. There are free web hosting places that you can you register with them. They give you a username and password, and you can store files for free. But my experience is they usually get to be a pain because they're always hammering you for donations, and you really don't know what you're getting. It could be some kid in the basement fooling around, and he might be good at what he does, but sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And if you're just learning PHP or some other type of thing that works on the web, you don't know if it's his system or if it's your code. So for $7 a month, it's not a bad deal. Plus you have database, there's all types of things that are included. So okay, so my PHP web hosting account is just this guy here. I use this WSFTP to get into my account. See, this is my computer on this side, and this is my account on this side. If I want to upload a file, I just click this guy and then click that arrow, and it sends the file up here. I have a whole nother video on how to use WSFTP. So there are other FTP programs. This is just the one I've been using for years. Okay, and this guy here, that's the one with the form. That's in this www folder. Everything that I want to be accessible from the web goes in this www folder. When people set up a server, they can name this folder anything they want, but by convention it's www. So that's just that guy here. Okay, so when we click on this shortcut here, you can see it goes out to my server. See, I rent a spot on that server, but I actually have my own domain name, ijav.com, and then here's the name of that file. That's this guy here up on the server. And the main thing we're looking at is the form. When you click the submit button, it runs that guy. And it goes out and runs the script, the PHP script. Okay, so when we click that button, it runs that URL. That URL has access to my CGI bin folder, so it's able to run that script. That script is just this guy here. And inside the script, sendinfo.php is just simple HTML code that it sends back. It knows where to send it back because it knows where it came from. So it just sends it right back. We don't have to worry about that. The server just keeps track of what's going on. Okay, so it's a pretty heavy-duty concept if you haven't really thought about this type of thing. You know, it might take you a week or so to really grasp it. You know, clicking the button, running the script, and it sends the HTML back to you. Now, of course, these scripts can get a lot harder. You know, you start collecting names and addresses, or storing things inside of a database, or checking something inside of a database. So they definitely can get a lot harder. But I'm after the concept here. Just try to grasp the concept of what's actually happening, running a script. So that's about as easy as I can make it. I tried to go over it over and over and over, trying to help clarify it. Hopefully I didn't make it worse. So feel free to ask questions. See ya. Bye.